Don't talk over me because I'm a woman. We're like, okay, nobody's talking over you or around you in any way, shape, or form, okay?
Ma'am, that's incorrect.
Excuse me, let me get something straight with you first here. I've seen you interrupt everyone. When you come to someone's house, you respect their rules. You will refrain from speaking, sir, until I am done. Until I am done.
So no inflation, no recession due to tariffs.
Stacey Plaskett goes wild in an interesting exchange with Scott Bessent. You see here, Scott seems unperturbed as he's getting into it with this crazy woman. Here, you can see he doesn't even flinch. Actually, he's just kind of cleaning up those eyeglasses as she's going on her little tirade. Now, this exchange, as bizarre as it was, is just the beginning, because Stacey Plaskett, who is representing the Virgin Islands of the United States, is somebody who then came out on X when somebody was responding to her. They said, you know, Stacey and a bunch of the Democrats are kind of like nuts. We saw that giant Democrat yesterday who was screaming like, don't talk over me because I'm a woman. We're like, okay, nobody's talking over you or around you in any way, shape, or form, okay? You've got everybody's attention, believe us. And she was going crazy. And so somebody said, you know, are these people all going crazy? And then she went nuts. She's saying the T word, the C word, the P words, whatever you want to call it. And she's dropping cherries and drip emojis. Oh my gosh, absolutely wild. So here's what Scott Bessent got into with Stacey Plaskett in Congress. This is what it sounded like.
I look forward
until
to
I am done, and then I will give you time to speak, okay?
Look forward to the facts.
Thank you.
Ma'am, that's incorrect.
Excuse me, let me get something straight with you first here. I've seen you interrupt everyone. When you come to someone's house, you respect their rules. And in this house, we don't interrupt individuals. And you're not going to interrupt my time. I'm going to give you time to respond. You may want to jot down some notes about things that you don't agree with me on so that you can respond to them at that time. But while I'm speaking, as the person holding this time, you will refrain from speaking, sir, until I am done. Until I am done, and then I will give you time to speak, okay?
Look forward to the facts.
Thank you.
So he's just rubbing those glasses like it ain't nothing. He says, by the way, hey, Stacey, this is not my house, okay? It's not Stacey Plaskett's either. We don't follow your little rules. This is the people's house, and the people deserve to hear the facts, not your little rants about not being interrupted. So then somebody said, all right, look, this is a pattern that we see with the Democrats. Every time they're in, they're like, don't interrupt. I reclaim my time. Don't interrupt me. Like, relax, okay? Nobody's interrupting you. Golly. So then somebody said, in a very colorful comment, said, do all these T's, which is, you know, not a good word, says have their cycles synced? Oh, gosh. Says someone needs to ship a case of Midol to the Capitol this afternoon. So Stacey did not like that. Now, obviously, these comments exist all over X, and he was responding to her. She posted something up above, and he responded to that. He's like, all right, Stacey. Now, she's a sitting congressperson, so she probably shouldn't really be responding to these things, but she did. She said, excuse you, this T, C, poom poom, whatever you want to call it, represents an organ that gives life and is resilient. It's true. So thanks for your compliment. I can take one interruption, but Bessent was out of control. And I know I look good for my age, says Stacey, but baby, I'm postmenopausal and it still works. Cherry, cherry, drip, drip. What the heck did she just say? Gosh. But baby, I'm postmenopausal and it still works. I think she's talking about her vagina to everybody right now. I think. Not exactly sure, to be honest with you, but pretty sure. So yeah, here was the thing. They were responding to her, right? So she went on her little screech thing here for like 5 minutes. And he said, are you crazy? Why are they all going crazy over there? And she says, I'm not crazy. My vagina's great, even though I'm postmenopausal. So, all right, that's what's going on in Congress. Now, there were some great photos. Red State clipped them all. It says, Bessent levels Plaskett with the perfect response. And the eyeglass rub is great. There's oftentimes you'll see the apple eating technique, which is also very good. I think we saw that with Pierre Poilievre before he went dumb. And he was eating that apple during that interview. He was, just, what's your point? Do you have any specifics on that? Oh, you don't. All right. Kind of doing those. Eyeglasses are real close number 2. I mean, especially if you wear eyeglasses. You know, I don't. So I don't really have that option. But kind of looking around, I'm like, do I have any eyeglasses anywhere? That looks nice. but I don't. So here's what that looked like. And so a lot of fun coming out. And then she comes out. She starts dropping all these nasty words. Potty mouth Plaskett going crazy. So we also see Scott Bessent was lacing into everybody else yesterday, including this fella who is Senator Bennett, who was there today getting reamed by Scott.
Sir, we had a referendum on November 5th.
You certainly
on your
did. I agree with
policies. You. Your side lost.
I agree with that.
And a higher decibel
And
level.
I'm a rare Democrat who doesn't blame Donald Trump for winning. I'm sad he won. I don't blame him for winning. But don't come here.
In your statements,
go ahead.
They have veracity.
Go ahead, Mr. Secretary. What?
Higher decibel level does not give your statements more veracity.
All right, so that's the end of that clip. So a higher decibel level, Mr. Bennett, is not going to solve your problems. Here was one more with Scott telling everybody, you might have TDS in the brain, all right? Trump derangement syndrome, or perhaps tariff derangement syndrome. Everything is fine. Chill out.
There seems to be a new version of TDS, which I would call tariff derangement syndrome. And many on your side seem disappointed that there is no inflation today.
Oh.
As a matter of fact, we saw the best inflation numbers since 2020. So there has been nothing passed on. There has been no tariff recession. So no inflation, no recession due to tariffs.
Rub those glasses one more time, Scott, because you're smoking them. Now, here was another strange post. While all this is going on, Amy Klobuchar, who's also in the Senate, she posted this today, and this is a weird post for her to post, and she's getting reamed on this in the comments. But she said, today, we heard from Felicia, a single mom of 4 who works up to 3 jobs at a time to make ends meet. And of course, they share with us basically an obese person. She counts on SNAP to help put food on the table. Everybody's like, did you have to post this one? This is who Republicans in Congress are trying to take food away from. It's not us, man. It's probably her doctor who's also trying to do that too, because it's not healthy. So listen to her story. Now, if you listen to her story, which we don't need to do, Ben says, you didn't even listen to what she said, Amy, and you're deliberately misstating what she said. She's not working 3 jobs at a time, moron lying senator. She said she did that 21 years ago when her first child was born. She's currently working 1 job for a school district and using SNAP for food. SNAP's allowing her to feel comfortable working a job that does not pay enough to cover her monthly expenses. I understand that she values this added free time in her life and for her family, but she's expecting that other parents will work more so they can pay more taxes to feed her and her children. SNAP should be a temporary helping hand to provide nutrition for a family while the parent goes into better employment positions. It's not a lifelong supplemental income. And then the rest, I know where her SNAP has been going, says Buzz Patterson. It's not going to her kids. And even this person, right? Not to dunk on this woman too badly because, we make a lot of, heavy jokes here and comment on it a lot. But I do have empathy for people who have a problem with food, okay, whatever that is, whether it's a genetic medical thing, whether it is a physical or mental craving and addiction, which I happen to think is the case for a lot of people. It's a real serious addiction because other addictions you can be abstinent from, right? I don't do well with alcohol, so I don't drink it, period. But you have to eat food. So, I have some empathy for people who are stuck in that cycle. But yeah, it's just bad. Like even this person is saying, hey, you should have considered the optics on this. All right. Instead of putting this woman forward, right. It was cruel and not thought out to say they're trying to take food away from her. It's like, well, yeah, she's morbidly obese. Anyone see the irony in this post? She doesn't need SNAP. She needs something else. Right. And it's just like, gosh. All right. So that's Amy Klobuchar. Like they can't find somebody who's like skinny somewhere. Like I'm actually struggling to put food on the table. No, you're not. Obviously, which, all right. Anyways. So that's what the Democrats are up to. That's their, I guess, symbol of oppression in America, thanks to Trump.